So we have a galaxy of intellectuals before us and this panel. This is Professor Samantray from IIT Bhubaneswar. Though my area of expertise is power engineering and smart grids, but I work extensively on the applications to the grid. Now, we have been talking about AI and its applications in education. Now, if you look at the market share of AI, covering all the applications, it goes to more than $450 billion as in today, which is going to have more than $4.5 trillion by 2033. Now, coming to AI education, the market cap is staying at more than $5 billion, which is going to be 6 times by 2030. The question is, why it is going or spearheading so seriously, right? Now, if you look at, the report says that more than 60% institutes, they have started using AI in education. We will be discussing all this. And more than 80% students, they have started using AI in different forms. So if we look at, by the way, AI is becoming live in today's environment, and the higher education institutions offer transformative opportunities for personalized learning, administrative efficiency, and enhanced student engagement by using of AI. Now the question is, there are many opportunities, however, there are many challenges. And next is, what are the ethics violations, what are the regulations to come? That is how we are going to discuss in this panel. So this panel is focusing on adoption of artificial intelligence in higher education, then opportunities, ethics and implementations. So before we'll start this panel, I will request the panelists to have introduction so that we'll go ahead. I think what mic can. I think some people maybe Srejkarat can give introduction. Just
myself, H.K. I am former director of AICTE, and subsequently I am involved with IIT Bhubaneswar section, and currently I am working as advisor to IIT Bhubaneswar section. That is
so we have 45 minutes in hand, or less than that. So we would request our panelists to give their views on respective questions. It's working? Okay. Yes. So they can spend 3 to 4 minutes on each questions we are asking, then we'll have the dissemination at the end. So we have Professor Ashok Mahapatra, the senior most panelist in this panel. So considering the AI application in education, I have a question to the panel and Professor Mahapatra. So what are the major opportunities that you see in AI application in education? It has to be very closely looking at the core of AI in education. What are the basic opportunities that you find?
I find no opportunity in medical science, because if a student say that a teacher should be AI and books should be AI, then tomorrow he will ask, I will give the exam, also AI should give my exam. The question is that how much the AI can be utilized in health science to some extent for collection data, analysis of data and compilation data. When you come to the human-to-human relationship, eye-to-eye contact, we have seen when the people are treated on home during COVID, the patient did not come. the patient ka role is not only to give a medicine. The counseling, philosophical talk, mental counseling, and overall see the attitude of the patient. 90% people don't take medicine. I know, for example, lot of patients know that high blood pressure they have, but they will not take medicine. When they come with brain hemorrhage, 200 blood pressure, they say, okay, for last 10 years I had got blood pressure, I never took it. आज तो कुछ नहीं हुआ था. And when it is going to happen, then you will have. So many things in not arguable, we cannot argue, this had never happened, it will never happen. So in predictability in medical science is not like physics or mathematics. So if that is exactly what I say, if a person has got 100 blood pressure or 200 blood pressure, what is my predictability last 10 years to have a brain hemorrhage? He can have a brain hemorrhage next day. So I have seen people, they have missed 3 days medicine for blood pressure. Blood pressure was normal. 3 days blood pressure medicine they have left, and the blood pressure went out to 250, and he has brain hemorrhage. So question is that I don't think in medical education and medical decision making and surgery, AI at present will have lot of impact, because unless we develop higher quality and more importantly, the person who is going to talk to the patient, a robot will talk to the patient and there will be not interaction with human values, human ethical issues, human moral values. So I think there is limited use now currently.
Okay, so the opportunities in education is under the bracket like we are starting. I'll extend the same question to Professor Ashwin Nanda. How do you find the opportunities in AI education which can see the light tomorrow?
I think when I was talking, I had mentioned there are 2 aspects of relationship between AI and education. One is, the very simple one that actually most people are focusing on, that how do you use AI for better education, or how do you make education more effective by using AI tools. The other one is, what do you teach in schools or in college, in colleges, universities, that would, how do you educate your students that will take benefit of the AI? So there are 2 aspects. One is, using AI as a tool to help education, and one is, what do we educate using AI that will help the students? Right. So what Professor Mahapatra sir said, sir, you are a doctor, you have the last word. Right? So sir, I work with actually many doctors in many AMCs and many other hospitals. And so, for example, and I will give one, I'll talk only about the second aspect, like what do we teach the students, so the students will benefit. And then let's say a doctor, and then again, sir, as a doctor, you have the last word. I can only tell from a layman's perspective. Say, one tool that we have developed is a cervical cancer screening. In a remote area, in a villages, the people don't have the facility to diagnose cervical cancer. I mean, many other diseases, anemia, many other diseases they don't, but this is one tool that we have developed with the help of AIMS, Bhubaneswar doctors. So what does this tool do is that it will take a picture of the slide, the cervical the fluid slide, and then and there, using an AI application on the mobile itself, it will tell to certain accuracy, maybe 80-85% of accuracy you are getting now, that this person, with 85% confidence, that does not have cervical cancer at this time, right? And maybe 15 to 20% chances that this person will have cervical cancer or has cervical cancer, or should be sent for examination in a better hospital with a more experienced doctor. Then at the village level, if you test 1,000 patients, maybe 15 patients will have to come to say AIMS. Otherwise, you have to send 200, 300, or maybe all 1,000 patients, there is no space in AIMS. Right? So this is a filtering or screening tool that, instead of sending all 1,000 tested patients, you send maybe 10 or 15, and then only they come to AIMS. Right? So again, AI tool may not be giving 100% accuracy. The 85% they didn't tested, they didn't, the AI tool did not screen for positive. Maybe there are a few, maybe 2%, 3% who are still could be positive. They didn't get the treatment. But then the fact that we saved this another 990 or 980 patients, the trouble of coming to AIMS, who don't have the means to come to AIMS, or the AIMS doesn't have the means to treat them, that is both in a health and economic benefit. So, sir, tools like this, and this is just I gave one example on the screening side.
Okay.
So,
We-
with limited time.
We
then
will
yes,
come
as
back
a
to the
tool,
discussion
yeah.
on this. So what we find, obviously there are a lot of opportunities. I will ask one question to Professor Nanda regarding this. How do you define, or how do you feel how AI can enhance contents for more interactive sessions within the students in academics? So that is what is one of the larger window where AI finds application. So how the contents can be derived and AI can enable.
So thank you. I think AI has now entered into education, and the way we have to look into AI is a supplement to the teachers. Now, no more the traditional way of actually disseminating knowledge. Information is available. The more analysis on the information, or the more delving into the information, and the contents which will be reached to actually foster the creativity and critical thinking of the students more needed, rather than the stereotype information transmission. So there AI will help, because AI is trained in a huge large language model, which not only has explored a particular domain which your expertise particular one, also many peripheral domains. So therefore the interdisciplinary nature will come into picture, and therefore the content which will be created now will no more information, but information rich with creativity and other things. So therefore, for the professor, for the teachers to interact with the students, this will be a new paradigm entirely to explore together that what we are now doing or what we are now thinking definitely will enhance our competency in the respective domain.
Thank you. So continuing to this, I have a question to Dr. Vijay Sahu from NRDC. We have a lot of things going on regarding the patenting and IPR issues in academic institutions. Now, looking at the very focused theme here, can you throw some lights how we can really, how these are becoming challenging day by day, and how NRDC or the government is addressing, because the regulation will come from the government.
The country is come out with policy, but how we are practicing institutionally, that depends on us. Country has already touched upon all form of policy. Computer related invention can be also a patentable subject matter equivalent to other IP. That IP we talks about copyright and semiconductor integrated circuit layout design in this sector. Having said that, how we are leveraging this data related technology, I will say the artificial intelligence, and if it is a technology and completely encompassed with the data, how we are managing ethically, legally and socially. And it is very important, because as Professor Mahapatra has been very well touched upon, taking a input from an experienced doctor and taking a input from a data. It depends on challenge, opportunity, and India is a country with the diverse challenges. We are having a challenges, particularly health, And that health we talked about EDL under the WHO, how we are mitigating such kind of tropical diseases through this, that is important. And coming to intellectual property right, ownership plays an important role. This institution owns someone, and today we are sitting here, and somebody has to mitigate the challenge if there will be any kind of challenge it causes. So infringing, plagiarizing, and also violating the norm of intellectual property is most important when we are talking about artificial intelligence generated invention and innovation. Who own it? And if someone own it, he must have to mitigate it, and he must have to it should be reliable also, and it should be legal prospective. So it is there in the context changing paradigm of innovation. Today we have a policy, but institutional policy plays an important role in driving innovation, that to it artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So this is the this is how we are going to deal with. We'll come to Sri Eskarath. You know, the academic is a very larger platform for knowledge dissemination. There is no doubt about it. See, when university thinks, the business houses go ahead for commercialization. So looking at the largest dissemination platform across the verticals, how do you think that the new knowledge dissemination will be challenging tomorrow, or will be enabling by the usage of AI to really create this space for new knowledge dissemination? I mean, looking at the people do a lot of publications, lot of other form of dissemination, how this will be seeing the light tomorrow with respect to AI applications, and what could be the challenges?
Basically, what I meant to say, knowledge dissemination.
Yes.
So definitely in higher education system, knowledge dissemination and AI, if I will think of, knowledge dissemination will be much easier actually. It will be much easier. And I am remembering like maybe 30 years back, if I think of some information I want to know on particular subject, it's very difficult to know actually. And whenever this comes to my mind, always I used to think small story I will just correlate. I remember even in school days, on the newspaper they used to write PTI, which stands for Press Trust of India. To know that what is PTI, so those days, this story almost 34 years back, I was in a small town. To know what does that PTI stands for, I used to ask my grandfather, he didn't know. He will move to some professor, and in the college, next day, I will get the information PTI stands for Press Trust of India. So that kind of scenario. And in the digital days, definitely, things are much better. You are able to search and do that. Further, when AI comes, because in defense, we were not using AI online. Whatever AI stuff, it was basically off the shelf. It was within the organization itself, because you are not allowed to use internet and all these things. And recent past, I have experimented few things. So it's a tremendous thing while learning, what I understood, that knowledge dissemination, knowledge acquisition and all, and lot many thoughts, what is coming in the mind, actually you can queries, like ChatGPT or whatever things are available, and you can reflect upon that. It will give some new dimension in your thought process actually. That is what personally I have felt. And certain aspects which you have never thought, and AI will guide you to think in that direction actually. So that is one positive. So knowledge wise actually it will be very enriching to the higher education. You
Right.
do research or you do basically learning. However, that has to be substantiated with human. So AI augmented learning, AI augmented whatever teaching, all things, but ultimately humans should be in the lead.
Right.
Loop actually. That is what I feel strongly.
Right, absolutely right, because this is how knowledge dissemination can see the lights tomorrow. We will switch to the next vertical of this panel discussion is ethical practices. We have industry experts here. I thought the right platform and the people to ask this question. So I would come to Dr. Devabrat Naik from PwC. So what are the key challenges or key ethical challenges and security challenges you see in this AI in education?
So before going to the topic, I just want to bring some concept here. If you see the whole world is talking ABC, what exactly ABC means? A means I'm traveling all over world and find out. A means everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. B means they are talking about broadband, whether it is 5G, 6G, 4G, they are all talking about broadband. C means they are talking about cyber security. So this is what the paradigm is changing in all over world. And if you see in India, India is also talking about ABC. What our Honorable Prime Minister has told, A means Atmanirbhar Bharat. Once you talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, you will find out there are a lot of artificial intelligence based systems that we are going to develop. And these systems must be developed based on the ethical manner. When you go to B, he wants the BharatNet should be go to every gram and panchayat, so that not anyone will be unconnected. Everybody should be connected. Since you are in the here, I am morning find out my mobile is switching from 4 to 5G. Why we are not getting 5G in a place like Bhubaneswar? Why my mobile will switch from 4G to 5G? So that is the presence of once the autonomous and the AI system will come, definitely you will find out that the 5G system will be intact. Second, it is come and make in India. So that is the narrative that Honorable Prime Minister is telling. That means if who wants to build the safe and secure and the principle-based AI, you please come and make in India. And that is where the young generation, you people have the greatest advantages to bring the products, make the products reliable, make the products ethical, and these products will be used by this. I'm just quoting some NASCOM report. NASCOM report says that 10 lakh AI professionals is required for next 2 to 3 years. I'm going to the Niti Aayog reports. Niti Aayog reports says that 11 lakh professionals is required for India itself. I'm not talking about any multinational companies like us. You can see in my advertisement in my website, you will find out we have plenty of advertisement for AI professionals we need now. So that is why you will find out how the AI paradigm is changing now. You need to understand AI is playing every bit and piece of everybody's life. It was not in the case when AI is called as a technology. AI is now called as an ecosystem. Why we call it as an ecosystem? Because we want to bring healthcare, education, medical facilities, education and everywhere. We want to bring all these things as an ecosystem. And AI will play a very important role. We are present at the Davos in the World Economic Forum. Our Honorable Minister Ashwini Vaishnav was there. When we were present our PwC paper to him, the ask was